Hello again, model kit builders. So, also VOTOMS fans. So we have another Bandai model kit here, and this is volume 1 of the Blue Knight Berserga story, and that's part of the VOTOMS franchise, and this is number 2 in this volume 1. There's only 3 in the whole series. This came out in 2019, it says there, and then the first one I already did a video on is called the Berserga BTS, and then today we're going to do something called the Death Messenger, which is chassis code ATM-09-STCBS. I did a search for that online and I couldn't find any story as to what it is. This Blue Knight Berserga story was a video game for the first PlayStation, so I guess that would explain why. But apparently other companies have made toys and model kits of this Death Messenger, so if anyone knows what the story is behind this one, please leave a comment. I've only seen the first VOTOMS TV show, but not the movies or anything else. This is funny. Yeah, a little piece of gum, but I'm not going to eat gum that old. Alright. In typical fashion, we have pretty good instructions, because it's just a diagram. No English, but if you can just figure out the parts, really. I haven't had too many problems putting these kits together. It's on both sides as well. And so, let's take a look at these sprues here. You'll see these are all pre-painted, which is nice. This piece did it come out of this bag? Maybe it did, because it's painted. Alright, well, let's see how many trees there are. 2A, 2D, 2C. Alright, so A, that's the cockpit, it seems. C is all the joints. D is some of the body parts and the arm shoulder joints, it seems. F is some outer armor pieces and the feet. G, well, that's nice that they painted these missile tips for you. Oh, and very nice, the optics are painted silver and the little dots as well. So this is the gun and some other bits. Looks like maybe a backpack. And then the armor bits, hands, and it's nice they painted the magazines here and a little stripe there, so that's B. And then E is the cockpit, pretty much, in the head, and these are the optional pieces for the crouch down mode, which I never really show or display, in the main torso. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward as usual, and you can either fast forward YouTube or slow it down if you want, and we'll see what comes about. And we're back with a nice paint job on this little guy. Oh boy, it was a lot of work painting this little creature though, because after painting it I had to go and reapply the paint that I painted over, so that was a little extra work. It also looks very clean, as if it was fresh from the factory, but all those little cuttings, you know, are better hidden when you repaint the stuff. I kind of freestyled the colors as well, you know, like these little roll bars here, I made a match there, and then you know, this is a very mint green color, but I do see that more in the videos than gray or like tan and stuff, although the toys do come in many different colors, it seems, this area here. Okay, so articulation wise, I guess we'll start from the top. We got this little rocket pod here. You know, it articulates off the backpack here. And then the head itself, it does spin. Look at that. It's pretty tight with all the extra paint, and it will come off if you turn it completely 90 degrees. Let's see if I can do so. I don't know, maybe I can't. There you go. And then I did paint the interior a little bit as well. So it's really nice that the hinge, you know, for the door opens. It's just weird that there's no actual pilot, right? So I complain about that on every one of these model kits. So I don't know, maybe one day I'll download some figures and 3D print my own or something. Okay. So this, as I mentioned, this doesn't slide, or maybe I didn't mention, it's been several days since I started this video. Alright, the shoulder here, it does articulate, and then there's a ball peg here, so it does spin and, you know, go in and out, and then the top of the bicep does rotate, although with all the extra paint, yeah, there you go. And then the elbow is just a single pivot hinge. It's starting to scrape the paint away, but that's fine. It's a weathering process, I guess. This little flap is a friction fit, and then the hands are ball pegs. You see here, I didn't paint all the hands because I never really pose them with all. I don't swap out my hands. But there's the original green color, and then there's obviously a much darker one. Here are also those little leg conversion pieces. You can swap out this piece if you want it to have fold-on mode, but I never do that, so I don't bother painting those either. Okay, what else do we have? The torso. Oh, actually, this gun. There's a hose leading to the backpack, and there's a lot of extra room in here, so the hose can move a little bit, you know, as you rotate the arm and such. So that's nice. The torso will spin up here. It's a ball peg. A little bit of movement, you know, for angling, but mostly it's rotational. And then all these flaps can hinge a little bit as well. Alright, so then the hip has a ball peg as well, and what's nice is there's a drop down function with the hips. So it's in that position now, I think. Yeah, but there you can drop it down, get a lot of extra height, and with the flaps it helps hide it. So you can make them look a little more slender. Yeah, alright. So the knees here, it's a double hinge there and there. So pretty good, well, more like a 90-degree bend before the armor collides with itself. And then on the bottom of the foot, you got this big hooked thing with a ball on the end, you can see, hopefully. And that thing actually slides in and out of the shin. See? So that has to do with the kneeling down function. But you could pull it out and get a crazy amount of articulation, or just, you know, push it back in and then hide the joints more with the flaps here that also articulate. wheel doesn't move. That's just a solid piece, this part. Sorry, you're gonna have to deal with my cat noises. It likes to sleep near this microphone, which is behind the monitor, and I never check to see if it's back there. Okay, so that's it. Because of all the extra paint, the joints are really tight, and I guess that's good if you want to hold a pose. So they'll probably stay there forever until the wind knocks it over. So, alright, let's compare it to a few other VOTOMs. First up is this Marshy Dog, and you'll see it, color differences, right? The green is much lighter, and the mint green is a little bit different as well. This is by, all these other ones are going to be by Takara Tomy. Here's another Marshy Dog, and it's got a different set of greens, even though it's the same company. They're changing plastics and paint. You also see that they're much shorter than this guy. Here's a crouched down version, and it's got more of a light olive color instead of a mint green color. I don't know what kind of scope dog that is. This one is called a burglary dog, a pretty rare one, and sadly expensive. Right. This I'm not sure what this is called, but it has a round mover pack, meaning like a jet thruster pack, and it's basically a plain green one, but the pack itself is what makes it so different. And they do have a red shoulder, but the red is on this side, and it's a very glossy red on this one. I don't know if I can fit this here. Alright, so actually I'm going to start removing a few because I just want the ones with missile rocket pods on it. We saw the green differences, I hope. I have one last one here. So now if you look at the rocket pods, this has a vertically oriented 9 rocket pod. This one's like a 7 L-shaped rocket pod. And then this other one is the same kind of shape as well. But these rockets stick out a lot further than these. So, and this one has smoke. Well, those two have smoke discharges on the other shoulder. So that's interesting. So there's a lot of variation in the scope dogs just by Takara Tomy. I had no idea I was going to collect this many of them, but they're cool. It's very cool. Alright, let's let this guy spin on its own. As usual, a lot of cool stuff with these little models made by Bandai, and that's generally the case for any models that Bandai makes. They're the best model company I can think of, really. Partially because you don't need to have any glue, everything is friction fit. And then sometimes you do get pre-painted, parts, which is very nice too. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time I build one of these other Blue Knight model kits. See you then.